Nothing official till the pen meets the paper, David, but the Orange and Blue host a who's who of high school recruits this weekend. The first 2,000 fans here tonight got this pretty nifty Link for Pink t-shirt. I was a little late. This was the only thing left over. Obviously, viewers don't want to see me in this.
Get out! You get out! Get out! Get out!
Wasn't my best, but I got to keep getting better to compete with the Hall of Famers over here. Hall of Famers. What do I need to do to improve my driving skills to compete with someone of your caliber?
Well, one thing I noticed is your line. You got to arc off the corners a little bit so you can get a better exit.
From Nick Saban in Alabama, so that's the caliber of talent. And they're still doing their special teams here. I almost got knocked out. When someone throws 6 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns in the first half, it's going to be pretty tough sledding going uphill, especially in Foxborough against the Patriots. Joe Paterno's 61 years with one university will most likely never be matched, and universities across the country mourn for Penn State's loss of their legendary head coach. Hello, Newman. Ryan Newman is your pole sitter, currently 9th in the standings. Tony Stewart 2 spots behind the overall points, and he'll be right behind Newman come Sunday. After 2 nights, the G-men ending on the winning side, they only needed one more game to bring out the brooms and take the first series sweep of the season. Well, the season's raced by for the Florida Gator basketball team. The last Saturday home game was upon us today against the Vols, the same Tennessee team that handed Florida its first conference loss this season, the same Tennessee team that Florida didn't show up against in Knoxville. This time around, the Gators showed up in new uniforms to honor the 06-07 national title teams. Showing up on the court, though, entirely up for debate. Joe Flacco back to work, but check out former Gator Brandon Spikes on the pick, returning it the other way for 19 yards, but ensuing drive, Tom Brady giving it right back. Jimmy Smith with a great play on the ball. Ravens with a chance. 30 seconds to play and knocking at the door. 32-yard chip shot for Billy Cundiff. Oh, Billy, wide left, and that's the game. New England making their second Super Bowl in the past 4 years, beating Baltimore 23-20. So we're heading to overtime in the OT. Both teams get a crack at it, so we're at sudden death here. And Kyle Williams does it again. His second fumble on the evening. New York on the recovery. And Niners fans, along with Williams, lost their hearts in San Francisco. Lawrence Tynes kicks the 31-yarder to send the Giants to Super Bowl 46. Second half, LeBron hustling to contest a 3-pointer, but goes into the expensive seats and crushes a little fella, but he's hurting at first. But when James comes over to check on him, it's all smiles because he's got a great story for school tomorrow. But the story on the court was James, 25 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, only 2 shy of a triple-double. Heat run away from the Magic, 90-78. Third quarter, Mavs up 11, but here comes Lin Sanity. Jeremy Lin in the lane, gets the hoop and the harm. New York only down by 8 now. Now Lin leading the break, and check out this, finding sweet Steve Novak in the corner for 3. Lin a career high 14 assists, and Novak feeling it from the other side. He's doing the discount double check afterwards. Aaron Rodgers got to take that away from him. Now Lin sizing up Dirk Nowitzki, and if you give him this much room, lights out for Lin. 28 points in the afternoon, and it is Lin City in the Big Apple. Another win under the Lin dynasty. New York beating Dallas 104-97. So going into the 12th hole, second shot from par 3, enter Sandman, sinking it from the bunker, but Phil Mickelson not rattled. If anything, Lefty raising his game. Long putt trying to save for par, an absolute drainage. And as Tiger sinks under the pressure, Lefty rising to the occasion, finishing with a bogey-free 8-under round, and he takes the Pebble Beach Pro-Am with a 17-under. Tiger tied for 15th at 8 under par. Not everything in sports is always as it seems. At first glance, this group of guys taking part in softball practice looks pretty ordinary. But take a closer look. And the ordinary morphs to extraordinary. All wounded veterans, all amputees of some kind.
They all were athletes prior to getting injured, and they wanted to get on a competitive team, and they wanted to do something like this. They just never expected they would ever be able to do it.
David Van Sleet started the Wounded Warrior amputee softball team, aimed to give post-9/11 veterans a second chance to do something they love.
Fair hand, Timmy, pick it up, pick it up.
It's definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And when David called me at the beginning of November and asked if I wanted to go down to Florida and play softball, there was no way way I was going to tell him that I wasn't going to be able to make it.
Kyle's one of 18 on the team, with his particular injury caused after shrapnel took his hand in a roadside bombing in Iraq. Each player with a story to tell, but none as remarkable as 22-year-old and double amputee Josh Wegge.
I got hurt in 2009 in Afghanistan on a routine vehicle patrol. We rolled over an IED and I lost both my legs as a result. If I told you I knew everything was going to be okay, I'd be lying. I didn't know what my future was going to hold, but I wasn't about to let sports or anything slip away from me.
Josh, third base.
There you go. You can go one of two ways. You can go the way we have, which is continue living your life and striving to do the things you did before. And there's guys that just lay in their bed and play video games and just feel sorry for themselves. And we definitely hope to touch them and let them know that, you know, you don't have to do that.
They've touched everyone who's seen them in action, showing the sacrifice they gave to protect our freedom. Just last month, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes took the field against the Warriors, with former Gators and Olympians alike awestruck from this band of brothers.
We can all say that we've had an obstacle in our life to get to where we are now, or in you know, our sports career, but what they've gone through is just, it's really, really inspiring.
The can-do attitude continues by limiting their opponents to able bodies only. If they can instill confidence in others who watch them play, consider it mission accomplished.
I think that's what this team is about, is that, you know, look at us. You know, we're not going to stop, and we're not any different than you. If anything, we might play better.
A little boy went to watch the wounded Warriors play. He never wore shorts before because of his own prosthetic leg, but after seeing them in action, he proudly doesn't wear pants anymore to hide it. That's the kind of self-confidence this team is bringing out in people. Tomorrow, we'll introduce you to a remarkable local veteran who's teaching the same principles through his sport. David and Paige.
Thanks, Angelo. Great report.